Hello and welcome to another edition of That Boy Was Busy, seen exclusively here on Markout Moments. I'm Pondwater Dave. Thank you for joining me for another exciting episode. Our last episode, we talked about Kerry Von Erich's epic April of 1984. It was the month that led up to his historic world title run. And I thought, what better to do? What better way to follow up is let's go ahead and talk about how busy he was in May. But before we get started, I'd like to remind everybody that this episode of That Boy Was Busy is fueled by Dubby, the clean energy drink for people who need focus without the crash. Unlike other energy drinks that are loaded with sugar, fillers, artificial dyes, Dubby is made with vitamins, amino acids, nootropics, and 150 milligrams of clean caffeine. That means no jitters, no crash, no nonsense, just smooth, long-lasting energy. Plus, it's made right here in the USA in an FDA-inspected, GMP-certified facility, so you know you're getting the good stuff. So if you want to stay focused in the ring, at work, or wherever life takes you, head over to w.gg and use the promo code WRASSLIN. That's RASSLIN. That's wrestling. Use that, save 10% on your order. That's w.gg. Promo code WRASSLIN, RASSLIN. And now let's talk about Kerry Von Erich. The last time we wrapped up April 30th, he had defeated Jimmy Garvin on Saturday Night Wrestling with a discus punch. It was over as quick as it started. Kerry doesn't take the ring again until Texas Stadium for the David Von Erich. The first David Von Erich Parade of Champions is David Von Erich Memorial. Kerry stepped in and took David's match with Ric Flair. If Ric were to get disqualified, he would lose the championship. So Kerry Von Erich defeats Ric Flair in 18 minutes and 35 seconds in front of 42,000 people and becomes the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. The very next night in Fort Worth, Texas, being taped for Saturday Night Wrestling, Kerry Von Erich would defeat Terry Gordy. Terry Gordy got his shot at the belt. It took Kerry 16 minutes and 15 seconds to retain. Then on the 8th, they went to Muskogee, Oklahoma, where Kerry again defeated Terry Gordy. It was a title defense. Then that Friday night, the 11th, on May 11th, at the Sportatorium, Ric Flair gets a rematch. Kerry Von Erich defeats Ric Flair, this time in 11 minutes and 19 seconds. On the 12th, they move it on down to San Antonio, Texas for World Class. Ric Flair gets another chance at the title, and Kerry Von Erich defeats him. On the 13th, Kerry makes his way to the state of Florida for CWF at the Eddie Graham Sports Stadium in Orlando, Florida, where he would defeat superstar Billy Graham, who was challenging for the NWA World title on that particular night. On the 13th, it was a double shot. It was a double shot on the 13th. This time we're in Ocala, Florida, and Kerry Von Erich and Mike Rotundo go to a draw, which would have been 1 hour for the NWA World title. On the 14th, another double shot by Kerry. This time he's in the West Palm Beach Auditorium in West Palm Beach, Florida. And this time, Kerry Von Erich defeats Ron Bass by disqualification. Another title shot on the 14th. In Fort Myers, Florida, this time Kerry Von Erich defeats superstar Billy Graham. He gets a day off on the 15th, but on the 16th, he's in the Convention Hall in Miami, Florida. And this time he defeats superstar Billy Graham by disqualification. On the 18th, we're in Lake City, the Lake City Community College in Lake City, Florida. Superstar Billy Graham gets another chance at the NWA World title and gets disqualified, and Kerry is the winner. On the 19th, at the Sun Dome in Tampa, Florida, again, Kerry Von Erich's defending against Ron Bass and wins by disqualification in 16 minutes and 10 seconds. Next, we're going to move to May 22nd, 1984. Best 2 out of 3 falls for the All Japan Pro Wrestling Grand Champion Carnival. This is taped for television in the Denon Coliseum in Tokyo, Japan. Kerry Von Erich and Jumbo Tsuruta go to a double count out. 27 minutes and 38 seconds. They were tied at one fall apiece, and then the third fall was a double count out. On the 24th, again for All Japan Wrestling, in the City General Gymnasium in Yokosuka, Kanagawa, Japan, Ric Flair defeats Kerry Von Erich 2 falls to 1 in 26 minutes and 54 seconds to reclaim the World Championship. On the 25th, Kerry Von Erich and Prince Tonga team up to defeat the team of Bobby Heenan and Buzz Tyler in 12 minutes and 43 seconds. This went down for All Japan in the Civic Gymnasium in Funabashi, Chiba, Japan. And that's how Kerry Von Erich finishes up his month of May. He did 18 title defenses in 18 days. He started in Irving, Texas, ended up in Japan. It was a short run, and that people have speculated whether it should have been a longer run. Ric Flair thinks that Kerry missed a shot, and that's why they took the belt off of him. I don't see where he could have missed a shot. He was doing doubles. He was working every day, pretty much every day. A lot of disqualification wins by Kerry in Florida. I've always wondered if Eddie Graham panicked, because I'm sure Kerry did not draw in Florida the way that Ric Flair would have. And I don't know if Eddie Graham, being a powerful figure in the NWA, panicked to pull right, because Rick had said that they told him to go to Japan and get the belt. He was supposed to be on vacation. I don't think Kerry was a long-term champion, but I don't think it was supposed to be as short as it was. And who knows what the true story is? But David Manning has said for years that Kerry was supposed to have a longer run. My theory's always been that if he didn't draw at the box office, that would have caused a panic, and Eddie Graham had enough power to bring that to a crashing halt. That's just my theories. I feel like my theory is as good as anybody's, so that's what we're going to make out of it. So that's going to wrap up Kerry Von Erich's historic NWA World Title reign in memory of his brother David, 1958 to 1984. Gone way too soon. Kerry was gone way too soon, but that's another story for another time. So next time, join me here again, and we'll do another That Boy Was Busy exclusively on Markout Moments.